What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is your boy, Sean Spencer, one half of this dynamic duo that's Let's Talk Football. Hey, I know it's late, but I got my guy right here. And even though the technical difficulties tried to stop us, we persevered, man. Come on, Alyx. What up, baby?
What's going on, bro? What's going on?
Man, it took us a while, but we got this thing up and running, man.
We got it.
But look, yo, we got to get right into this thing, man, because a couple days ago, we had some serious moves made, and me and you were hitting each other up. I was talking to Will, I was talking to Ab, all these guys.
That's
the
right.
Trade deadline came and went, and we want to give you our initial reaction. Montez Sweat and Chase Young both got traded, and I'm going to be honest with you, Alyx. It's 50-50 because on one side, I kind of try to tell myself I didn't see this happening, but if we look in our you and my messages for the last couple of weeks, we've been griping about this defensive line, Chase Young, X, Y, and Z. So where are we at? What was your initial reaction when you heard this?
Man, I wasn't surprised. I'm gonna tell you that right now. I was not surprised. I'm kind of excited for the move. I know a lot of people are really upset about this because I'm pretty sure they didn't want it. They wanted to keep one of them.
Yeah.
But I think it is time to start. I mean, we got a new owner, so you knew that was gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
He was gonna make some moves, but like we talked about, bro, they're average DNs. They're not elite. We was hoping that they would be, especially with where Chase was when we drafted him and where Montez, we jumped in to the late first to get him. We were hoping these guys were elite, but they're not. I mean, you tell me one season have they got over 10 plus sacks? Right. I mean, that's the only thing.
I feel like we have been just living off of that potential, what they could be, what Chase could be as the number 2 overall pick, what Montez could be when we moved up to get him, like you said. And I feel like they thought that stuff too. Because, we heard them over the years talking about, we going to get the tag team sack record and all this mess. And, I mean, for me, it goes back to even when, 2020, even though Chase got the rookie of the year, the things that I think about was that was the COVID year and our coach has cancer, extremely susceptible to COVID. And Montez over here talking about, I'm not getting this, I'm not doing that. It's just like, that's not a team thing. So this might have been a good move. You talk about this being a good move. I mean,
even when he got traded, it came back. The sources, I think, from Washington, I don't know if it was the coaches or whatever, said that he was, what was it? I think it was undisciplined.
Yeah,
or something like that. Yeah. I mean, and this was Chase. Saying he was undisciplined. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, we was hoping that he would be the Aaron Donald, the T.J. Watt, the Max Crosby, but he wasn't. I mean, let's just say, I mean, we got a pick. We got a third for him. If Chase was so great, then why do we get a second for Sweat and Chase was a third? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Injuries really. I mean, he did get messed up on the injuries, but why would anybody want to pay Montez or Chase, 15 to 20 mil a year, and they ain't even got over 10 sacks.
Right.
And they've been with us for 45 years, and they ain't even got over 10 sacks. So why would you want to pay someone that much? It doesn't make sense to me. So you had to trade them. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You're absolutely right. It don't make sense, and that's the thing. And almost each game that we go into and hear the announcers talking about, the heart of this team is that defensive line, and the best part of this team, that ferocious defensive line. I always sit there, and I know I've said this to you multiple times, where I'm like, who are they talking about? That's not us.
Right. I'm telling you right now, Chase Young he's a one-trick pony. I mean, he don't do a whole lot. And people always be telling me like, oh, but he's getting double teamed. He's not all the time. I'm not saying the man never gets double teamed, because he does. A lot of DNs do. But literally, if you watch him, in that what was it? Was it the Bears game? I think it was the Bears game. And was it Atlanta? I think it was Atlanta.
That's what you were talking.
Right, or the Giants game. I think it was the Giants game. Like, he didn't even, like, I know we lost that game, but Giants have a terrible offensive line.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And this guy didn't really rack up as what we thought what he thought he should have. You know what I mean? But there was a thing that I saw on Facebook where I think it was Smith. What's the other DN Smith Jr. or something? The backup. I can't think of his name, but I know it's
Smith Williams.
Yeah, Smith Williams. Yeah,
yeah,
Junior.
And then Casey Toohill.
And Casey Toohill. They even said when Chase was gone, our record was 4-2. So I mean, these guys, I'm not saying that they're better than Chase and Sweat, but I think they do their fundamentals. You know what I'm saying? Because Chase, people didn't understand Chase and Sweat, they were so sack hungry that they were letting lanes open, which I understand that, but that they gotta do their fundamentals, man, so we can, you know what I'm saying, so we can win as a team. I think they were really just worried about trying to get as much sacks as they could, but it just didn't work that way.
Right. Well, and look, and so Alex, that brings me back to maybe a week or so before this happened. You remember that story that came out that Ron Rivera was putting up the little thing on the paper on the wall, the locker room and everything, saying "do your job," but never came out who he was saying it about.
Right.
You know what I mean? It kind of makes you think, man, was he talking about Chase? Was he talking about Montez? Because you hit the nail on the head. They just want to do their own thing. They just worried about me. And that was frustrating, man.
Right. I mean, even when we got Chase, I mean, him not going to OTAs, doing commercials.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying that the man can't do that, but when you get on that field, man, I want to go to war with you. Like, he would be on the sideline. I mean, you remember when he got injured, then the next year he was supposed to come back week 4. Then week 4 passed. Week 5, week 7. Yep. It's like week 9, still on in. It's like, man, are you ready or not? You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, we really didn't need you at that end of that year. So it's just like, I'm not saying that, again, I don't want no one to think that I'm hating on Chase, because I am a big fan of Chase, but he just wasn't what everybody, he's just a big name. Seriously, that's all he is.
Yep. Yeah. And if you look at it, I mean, play by play, and like you said, there were some plays where he was balling out. But then again, there was also some plays like in an Atlanta game where Chase Young he gets past his guy. He has a free shot at Desmond Ridder. And then Desmond Ridder barely gets touched. And you're like, wait a minute. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, other plays where you're sitting here and you're looking, and like you said, one trick pony goes up against the guy checks him, and then all of a sudden you see him relax. And I've heard people say the same thing, like, oh, no, he's just playing contain. No, he's not. He's sitting here just saying, I'm done.
Yeah, he's not. And that's the type of thing, especially at the ends, you need to be 110%. Your motor should be going. Even when you're stopped, you need to keep going. And there's plenty of times. I mean, he does 2 moves. I've seen it. He does 2 moves. He bull rushes, and he tries to beat a guy off of speed. And if it doesn't work, he really just stops, really. Like, it just and I'm just like, man, you need a guy. If you watch Max Crosby, you watch, I hate to say it, Michael Parsons, but these dudes, man, they full motor until that whistle blows. You know what I'm saying? Chase is not that. Now, he might have not been happy with us, because there was another rumor saying he did you see that? Yeah, saying something about he wanted to get out of Washington or something like that, but he might ball out in San Francisco. I don't know, but a 3rd round pick is not as bad as what people think. People just blowing up.
Right. People need to stop acting like, this is the same Chase that we got for a 2nd overall pick. Right. I mean, and even if you look back at that draft, we already had a D line. We didn't really need Chase, but we were kind of forced into the situation. He was the best athlete. He was the best defensive player. He was the generational talent, all these different things. And people, I mean, were outright saying we would be dumb for not picking him up. He is a franchise changer. Well, we haven't seen that. You know what I mean? Even that Rookie of the Year season, a lot of people are like, oh, but what about that? What about that? He had 7.5 sacks. He was making plays, but at the same time, who were we playing? We're playing San Francisco with Nick Mullins. Okay. We're playing the Eagles with Nate Sudfeld. Right. Danny Dimes was young with the Giants. Like, we're playing against crap. And we're looking good. That's why that next year when we had Rodgers, who was it? Mahomes, all these guys, we looked average, because that's what we were. We were average with those guys.
Right. Well, in 2020, I mean, I agree. I mean, it was the COVID year too, right? Want that 2020? Yeah. So I mean, and I think the toughest team was the Steelers. Yeah. Remember, because they were 11-0 and we beat them. Yeah. So I mean, but people need to understand the reason why he made the Pro Bowl wasn't because of the fans. I mean, the players pick. Don't the players pick? The NFL, the players from all around the NFL, they vote to see who wants to come in. Again, Chase Young is a big name. He only had 7.5 sacks. I mean, do you know any 7.5 sacks guys that make the Pro Bowl? No. And he was just a big. I mean, I guess he was Rookie of the Year. I mean, a lot of people will question that, but he was a big name. Chase was a big name.
It was more, and I think it was more of our success. It was a team success. We were 1-7 at one point in the season. And all of a sudden, we marched back in the season, and he's one of the guys. He's one of the guys. But I think, I mean, and you said it earlier, talking about we wanted Chase Young to be like Micah Parsons. And I'll never forget one of those games that we played Dallas. You just see Chase Young just say, Micah Parsons is a little tired. He's been playing the whole game. Chase Young's on the sidelines just barking. Like, hey, what? Do something. And then Micah Parsons said, I'm playing. Where are you at?
Right.
That sums it up, man. Chase it's a lot of this. It's a lot of this. And everybody outside of Washington's like, they look to our team, they look to our roster and say, oh, that's the best player. That he could be whatever he wants to be. He can have whatever rating on Madden. But when he doesn't show up in the game time, where y'all at? I got a problem with that. Look, so let's talk about that, because you alluded to it. Chase gets traded to San Francisco for, I think it's a compensatory third pick. Yeah. So I think the better, the worse they do, the better they do, we get, or he plays a certain amount of games, then I believe we get a higher pick.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what the compensatory picks, because they got it because they had a diversity hire. So I think they got an extra one on that.
Gotcha. I didn't know that. Okay.
But he's reunited with his old Ohio State buddy, Nick Bosa.
Right. Yeah, Nick Bosa. Yep.
And let's be very honest. Okay. They don't need him, because that team that defense is one of the best two defenses in the league already.
Right.
Okay. But what does this addition do for San Francisco?
It definitely upgrades them. I would say they are on a 3-game losing streak right now. Purdy is people are starting to see that he is Mr. Irrelevant and he can be stopped, but he doesn't have. I think they said that he didn't have Trent Williams, he didn't have Debo, but I mean, at the end of the day, he's starting to look like Mr. Irrelevant. But I've been hearing that their defense has not been stepping up. I don't know what's going on. These last 3 games, their defense is not the top. I got them on fantasy. I still think their defense is elite. But yeah, these last that's why I think they got Chase, because they wanted to step up, because the D-line hasn't really been, the only person that's been doing good is Bosa. But but yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, I think it's definitely an upgrade. I mean, if he gets close to 20 sacks this season, yeah, we might have messed up, but I doubt it. I doubt it. Now, he might get over 10, but let the 49ers deal with that. If they want to sign him, let them sign him. We need to move on. I mean, people need to understand that this is the thing that really hurts me. I think he was Jack Del Rio. I think Jack Del Rio did not put Chase in the right position. Like he didn't move him around.
Yeah.
San Francisco might do that. San Francisco might put him in the right position to be successful. Jack Del Rio really didn't do that. But again, it was some on Chase, but I think it was more on Jack Del Rio. You know about the coaching. I'm ready for this to go.
And we're going to talk about it later on, because that writing might be on the wall. But yeah, I think you're absolutely right about Chase out there. And the reason being is you do have the Nick Bosas, the Fred Warners. You do have these studs out there. So Chase don't have to be it. He don't have to be the number one guy out there. So he will be free to do, more of the freelance stuff, more stuff.
Right.
You know what I mean? With Bosa on the other side, now teams kind of like a good corner. They're going to stay away from that side, so the other side's getting attention. Yeah. So they might get a lot of work towards Chase's side, and all of a sudden you see these stats rise up.
Right.
Now, I want to tell you people, pump your brakes. and sitting here saying, oh, wow, look what y'all gave up. Look what y'all gave up. Compare their defense to our defense. Okay? A lot better. So, like I said, they don't need Chase, but he will benefit from being on that team, in my opinion.
Right. I agree. And they do have the best linebacker in football. And you having the best linebacker, I mean, think about it. That was our weakness on defense, really. Everybody keeps saying it's secondary. It's really not secondary.
Wait. Linebacker? What's a linebacker? We don't know about that in Washington.
Yeah, that's what we ain't got. Yeah, you ain't lying. We don't. I hate to say it. We don't. I don't know why Mayo is still on the field. I mean, seriously. Khalid Hudson, I told you about.
He coming in, man.
I mean, he plays 110%. I mean, that's the type of guy I like. But even Jamin Davis, I'm not saying he's trash or nothing, but he's slowly growing. But he's terrible in coverage.
Yeah.
And people need to understand that Chase might be successful with the 49ers. Because I mean, they got great linebackers, they got a good secondary, and then Nick Bosa. I mean, they'll definitely get pressure. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. I agree.
Oh yeah. Now look, let's see the other half of this trade. Montez Sweat getting traded to Chicago.
Right.
Now, on one side, we get a second round pick out of this, which is a lot more than I thought we were going to get from Montez Sweat. But then on the other side, it's like this guy was leading our team in sacks. This guy actually helped Daron Payne get paid last year with a lot of the stunts and a lot of the way that they were able to work together. And if of the two, I think Sweat was the one that at least steadily improved each year, at least with his numbers. So were you shocked by this, or like how was your feelings about this
one? Yeah, I think this one hurt a little more than Chase. Yeah, it kind of did. But again, he was Sweat was definitely on the field. That's what you got to be happy about, because Chase, he had that injury. But Sweat was he would only show up once in a blue moon. You remember at the beginning of the season, I think it was the Cardinals game, right? The first game, showed up. Where was he at ever since? Like, I haven't heard. I mean, he did get, I think, a sack here, but he wasn't elite. He was an average DN. These guys are average. I hate to say it. They're just big names.
Yeah.
I think Sweat, the reason why he's so popular and big wasn't because of sacks. I think it was because of his speed. The man ran he broke the record at DN, right? So I mean, a big name, and and his partner was Chase. So I mean, people was like, oh my God, these DNs. I mean, it's pretty sad that our D tackle, Daron Payne, had more sacks in the season. He had 11. Yeah. And Montez and Chase didn't get, and they're DNs. There's no reason a D tackle should get 11 unless you're Aaron Donald. You know what I mean? But yeah, he didn't. I think Sweat was once in a blue moon guy, but he did show up when it counted sometimes. But I don't know. I am glad that we did get a second though. I was hoping for a first, but I am glad we did get a second though.
Yeah. So personally, I don't understand why Chicago was the one that he went to, because I know they need a lot of help, but I don't think they change it anytime soon. But again, like you said, like, this guy was in line to get paid, but he wants to get paid as if he is, Aaron Donald, or you know what I mean, like Micah Parsons, one of these guys that's been balling out year after year that teams have to scheme against. Teams don't have to scheme against Sweat. You know what I mean? They mainly live off of that fear, and I think a lot of people don't realize, because they just hear the big name, like you said, Chase Young, Montez Sweat, the two-headed monster. These guys, rah. But it's like when you get out there. It's like that when you play football and you see the other sideline, and they got all these big guys or whatever, and then you get out there, you get that first hit, and you're like, they ain't that big. Right. You know what I mean? That's kind of how people looked at Sweat and Chase Young. Like, right. Ain't that big and bad. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
I agree with you. Yeah, I agree with you, man. Again, Chase was a big part. They just was not going 110%. I don't think they were, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. And this goes across the board to I'm not gonna just call these guys out, our DNs. I'm gonna call out our D tackles too. I'm gonna call it how it is. They're good pass rushers, but they're not good run stoppers.
Right.
They're not, but we're not gonna get rid of them because we already signed these guys.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? But they're not though. I hate to say it, but they're not. There's running backs that get over 100 yards on us, and these guys supposed to be. I mean, they make these. We got 2 D tackles that I think Payne is the second highest paid tackle in football right now. And these last couple of games, where has Payne been? You get what I'm saying? So it goes through the whole D line. I think we are overhyped. I'm sorry. Now I do love that we kept, we got Deron and Payne, Deron Payne and Jonathan Allen, but we're overhyped guys. These guys are just big names.
Right. And look, at the end of the day, yes, we are going to miss Sweat. I think, in my opinion, at least a little bit more, just from a production standpoint.
Right.
But like you said, what are we missing? We're missing. Right. We're bend but don't break. I say that every year.
Right.
I don't want to be bend but don't break. Right. I want to be a team that quarterbacks are literally like dropping a deuce before they come to the game because they're so nervous because it's like, oh, here comes this defense. That's what we were expecting. And
right. Well, I even tell you this. My bad, Sean. I don't mean to cut you off, but I even say this, bro. Us fans was hoping the last great DN we had was Ryan Kerrigan. Okay, us fans with these type of guys that we got with Chase and Sweat, we were hoping that these guys were going to be better than Ryan Kerrigan.
Right?
They're not.
No,
they're not. they're nowhere near better than Ryan Kerrigan. Because if you look at Chase and him getting picked in the second pick of the first round, we mind blowing. We already thought we got our Aaron Donald, TJ Watt, whatever. He's going to be better than Ryan Kerrigan. Better than Brian Arakpo. He's not.
Right. Oh, Arakpo.
He's not. Remember Brian Arakpo?
Yeah.
He's not. He's not. Sweat the same way. Ryan Kerrigan is still our best DN we've had. So they're just not. And it's facts, and I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true.
Yeah. And to be honest, Chicago, I don't know what they're getting in this Montez Sweat, because if he was frustrated with us, he certainly ain't going to be excited over there where
yeah, I saw that. I saw that they tried to sign him to a big contract, and he said that he's gonna wait. And I don't blame him, man. A lot of people trying to get out of Chicago, but who knows? I mean, he might. It all depends if he, players now. It's not even really about winning no more, man. It's all about money. I mean, yeah,
papers.
He might get that bread. I don't blame the man, but yeah, I think Chicago, they needed a DN though. They got a young squad, so I think they needed a DN, and they wanted to get, he was, Sweat was on the trade block. So, it's something that they ain't got to worry about in the offseason. They got Sweat. So,
and I'll take that second pick for him. So let's go
right
ahead. But look, now let's go ahead real quick and move on, because at the end of the day, with these picks, it's great. But I think we both can agree on this, that with these picks, we can't keep the same management, the same coaches, the same offensive defensive coordinator. We can't keep that. So the question has to become, where do we go from here? I got to change that. Is the writing on the wall?
You talking about the coaching?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Ron, I'm sorry to say, Ron and Jack can go. They can get out. I was saying this 2 years ago, and I'm still saying it. Again, remember I told you I met Ron at the training camp. Again, I'm pretty sure he's a great guy. If I saw him right now, I would shake his hand. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Respect to him. But you got to go.
Yep.
You got to get out. You got to. He's just, again, Ron and Jack, they're plain and simple. They are. They're plain and simple. They don't seem like they're going to change it up. I'm just Cam Newton made Ron. He made Ron, and I'm starting to believe that this Bill Belichick talk, Tom Brady made Bill Belichick. You heard about that? There was rumors saying that our owner Josh Harris is trying to give Bill Belichick trade for him. Now I would say, yeah. Have you seen that?
Yeah, I see what you said, but
yeah. So now I would take Bill Belichick. I'm gonna say this: I will take Bill Belichick over Ron.
Yeah.
I would do that. But
if those are the only two options,
right? If that was but I don't want Bill Belichick. I don't. I think he's the game is past him too. I think the game is past them. We'll definitely see if he beat us this Sunday. I mean, if he really beat us, but I really got us winning versus the Patriots because I don't think the Patriots are gonna beat us. But
we can't fall that far, man. I can't
right.
lose to a team
We
that
can't.
only averages like
Our
17
offense
points.
is elite, man. We just got to get our defense right.
Right.
But yeah, Ron and them, they can go, man. I'm ready for it. This is what I'm hoping. I was hoping they would because the Raiders got rid of their head coach, and GM.
Oh, yeah.
I was hoping we do that and move Eric Bieniemy to interim coach, but it didn't happen. So
now, I think if anything, these two trades are kind of, like I said, the writing on the wall. That to me kind of is the front office saying nobody's job is safe. From here on out, everybody's on a probation, and you're playing for your job. You know what I mean? Because to your point, we look at Ron Rivera and look. Real quick, let me ask you: when you met him, was there any emotion? Was there any excitement, or was it just a stoic? Hello, how are you?
Right, what you just said, right there. Yeah, I got it on video, but yeah, he was just he was just a humble dude. He kept it short with me. Shook his hand and he looked at my son or whatever and was like, "Yeah, all right," you know what I mean. But it was definitely a good moment, definitely a memory I'll always remember.
Absolutely.
But again, it's nothing personal. It's only business. If I was the owner, you're gone. You know what I mean?
Right.
You can still come and go out to eat with us and stuff, but you got to get up out of here, man. You can't coach these players.
Right. You can't put on their watch list stuff. You can just put on your regular clothes.
Yeah, that's right.
But yeah, no, I mean, like I said, the writing is on the wall, in my opinion. I really kind of feel like for them, they're playing to kind of save. They're coaching to save face right now. I mean, Jack Del Rio. We've looked at it over the last 4 years. In the first 4 or 5 games, his defense is average giving up like 30 points. You know what I mean? And it doesn't get much better the rest of the season. So that we already know there's issues there. And then to your point about everything is so vanilla, everybody's just 4 D linemen and they're just going straight. I mean, we rarely do the stunts and the twist and all that stuff. And that we can't do that. And Chase Young needs to be, we wanted him to be like a Montez Sweat. Well, then you need to put him in different positions, rush him from different places. Just what you mentioned earlier, and that's what frustrated me, and that falls on the coaching. And again, we've documented, we talked about it multiple times that these guys just the game might have passed them by, and I for one have tried to be uber loyal to, especially to Ron, not as much Jack Del Rio, but Ron. I've definitely tried to be loyal to him because I really believe in him and I think he's a guy and the guys play for him. But I'm gonna be honest, man. After this, man, I don't question anymore. I really think he's lost the locker room. I think he's.
I agree with you. What you just said, lost the locker room. I mean, let's just. I mean, you name it. Let's just name it. I mean, just the players. I mean, again, him keeping Troy Apke, okay, him keeping John Bostic. He cut John Bostic, then brought him back. What are you doing? All right. I mean, the list goes on and on. I mean, look at the offensive line that he created. I mean, he did. I mean, he got rid of Trent Williams. I mean, he could have done something to bring him back. I know it was doctor issues or whatever, but he could have done whatever he could to bring him back. Brandon Sheriff, you didn't bring him back. Morgan Moses, you didn't bring him back. Okay, you bring these guys off the streets, and then you draft these guys in the 7th round. I was just on Madden yesterday. I know I was on the game, and I was looking at the offensive line and just looking at their round, and all of them are 7th rounds. I think one of them was the 5th, or one of them was the 3rd, I think. But I mean, that doesn't really matter. You still try, right? That doesn't matter. I mean, you can find a diamond in the rough, but what I'm just saying is just, I mean, the list goes on bad players and him keeping. I mean, we got William Jackson from the Bengals. We cut him. He was a man corner. Oh, well, he can't play very well in our scheme. We play more zone. That was last year. Now all we do is play man. But then you draft Emmanuel Forbes and you make it seem like it's his fault when every corner is getting burnt. You know what I mean? I mean, the list goes on. I mean, even linebackers. Why is OJ Mayo on there?
Right.
Like,
why do we keep going after him and re-signing him?
Bro, like it's ridiculous. I mean, you see these linebackers getting burnt in coverage and you still, I mean, that falls on coaching. I mean,
it does.
Yeah.
I mean, look, it absolutely does. And that's why I think this move is a direct relation to their impending firing because of the fact that the one problem that we've had, obviously not getting the right players, but when we get these players, we're not developing them. The fact that we had a Chase Young and a Montez Sweat, teams were clamoring over these guys, and the fact that they laid an egg with us. Now I'll hold these players accountable to some extent, but if we're not doing anything to fool anybody, and if we're not doing our part as coaches, the line is drawn in the sand. When Magic Johnson tweeted out, I don't see any energy. Our offense only scores 7 points. This and that. That's letting you know what's the deal. Like, he's not happy with it. This is he's sitting here looking at that bill of sale. Like, is there a clause? Can I get out of this just in case I need to? Because this is ridiculous. And as fans, we've seen it from time to time again. But now's the time to change. And I think this move, getting these two guys out, that's that first step.
Right. Well, I will say that they will have to go. I will say another thing about Bill Belichick. I would take Bill Belichick over Ron if that was the only case. There's rumors. There was rumors saying that our owner wanted him, but then it came back saying that wasn't true. So I don't know. We don't really know. It's up in the air. We might get Bill Belichick. Now, if we do, I will say some positives about us getting Bill Belichick. Remember when he was with the Patriots and they had all that cap? Remember all that cap space? Players were coming to the Patriot way. Players were coming to the Patriot way. They wanted to be Bill Belichick. And I remember because I posted on Facebook, I was like, dang, the Patriots just keep getting everybody out of free agency. We can't get nobody. So that being said, we do have 90 million cap next year. So us having Bill Belichick, that will be a positive. Players will want to come. It will be changed up to the Washington way. I definitely do feel like Bill Belichick will get these guys ready. But other than that, I just think he's again, he's a little old school. I don't know. The guy I want, if we can't get Eric Bieniemy, the guy I want is his last name is Johnson. He's the offensive coordinator for the Lions.
Detroit. Yeah. What, Ben Johnson, I think it is?
Ben Johnson. There you go. Yeah, bro. He's different. And he's young. And he's definitely ready to build a team, I believe. And I think he worked in North Carolina too, so he knows Sam Howell very well.
I can take that. Look, at the end of the day, change is coming. Matter of fact, it's already here, to be quite honest with you. Right. And I really kind of think like everybody now is kind of like, your job is at jeopardy. You need to show up. You need to play. And not just for the fact that you might get benched, but for the fact that you might not have a job next year. You know what I mean? Because these owners are clearly about winning and getting it, getting us. They're not for a 7, 8, 9 win team. They're not for the 7th seed, the playoffs. They want a team that's going to challenge the NFC. Not just the East, but the whole NFC. So that's where I'm.
Well, people also got to understand that us getting rid of Chase and Montez, the owner did that, and trading them away for picks. People don't understand what's more reliable. The most reliable position in the NFL is quarterback. Mm-hmm. You see that everybody sees it now. We have something in Sam Howell. Now, hopefully his confidence keeps building and he doesn't lose it. But we have something. Literally, he's proving each week. The only bad game he had was versus Buffalo.
Yep.
He's been proving each and every week. So these owners, what they're doing is they're trying to get as much picks as they can get. And we have 90 million cap. They're going to build around Sam Howell. They're not going to build around Chase Young. They're not going to build around Sweat. They're not going to, you know what I'm saying? So, and Chase Young and Sweat, my bad. I know we're talking about coaches, but Chase Young and Sweat, they weren't even the best players on defense. The best player on defense was Cameron Curl. He's our best player on defense. Right. They should sign him to a 5-year deal. Cameron Curl. He's our main guy. He's our linebacker. I hate to say it, but he comes up and plays linebacker. Cameron Curl is always. He's always our leading tackler. Right. So but I didn't mean to get back on you. I know we're talking about coaching, but that's why we got rid of these guys to build around. I'm sure to build around Sam Howell because they know we have something in the quarterback. Now we got to build around him.
Oh, absolutely. And this is more about everything. Where do we go from here? From every aspect of it. Absolutely. Because what I'm really eager to see in this game against New England is, what does our defensive line look like now that you have Smith Williams and Casey Toohill and Ridgeway and all these other guys kind of coming in this rotation? Do we fall off? Because everybody else, I've talked to multiple people, and they all seem to think, oh, Washington is tanking. Washington is just, they're done. They're not doing anything. And I'm sitting here like, no.
Yeah. No, we're not.
I think we're building. We're building for the future. We ain't going to tank, in my opinion. I mean, what do you see? Because I don't think we tanking. I think we're going to come out firing this weekend.
No. We're not. We're definitely not tanking. I think we're just a few pieces behind. But that's really all it is. We're just a few pieces behind. But I do believe. I mean, look at how we play against Philly. And Philly's the top team in the NFL right now, bro. We have it. Yes, we have it, bro. We're just missing pieces. That's all it is, and we're badly coached. I'm sorry to say. I'm that goes to coaching too. These guys. I mean, you also got to remember it starts from top to bottom. So these guys don't believe in Ron. I'm pretty sure, but at the end of the day, it's a job. They're not gonna say that. If they say that to the media or something, they're fired. I mean, they're getting cut. So, I mean, no, we're not. We're not in big, huge rebuild mode. We're just getting little pieces. That's it.
Yeah. So pump your brakes, people. Pump your brakes. This ain't this ain't no dumpster fire. This ain't no, I know what people think. A lot of Chicago fans came up to me after that and said, What happened? What happened? And I have nothing to say to you. I have nothing to say.
I think I ain't gonna lie to you. The thing I like about, I'm not saying these are future DNs with Casey Toohill and James Smith Jr. or whatever, but I do feel like they will give you 110%. They're going to war. They're not going to stop on a play because Chase would do some of that here and there. If you watch it, now, I hate to say it, but it's facts. But I mean, if people keep talking about Chase. Oh, he had 5 sacks this year. Look at him. He's doing good, and y'all got rid of him. Well, Casey Toohill got 4, and he's a bench player.
Right.
Like, come on now. It's time to move. People need to understand. Chase, he should be close to 10. Come on, man.
And see, that's the thing. People are quick to rush and jump on us and, oh man, you guys let go of Chase. Y'all got to let go of Chase, and ask them, you want him? Y'all want him? And then before you guys go get him, I want you to go ahead and look at the tape. Look at how he plays the game.
Yeah.
Now, he might do different for you. Maybe y'all will center your whole defense around him, and maybe that's what he wants. But in the system that we ran, we gave him opportunities to make plays and to be the Chase Young he wanted to be, and he did that regardless sometimes. And it didn't show up. It didn't produce. So what are we talking about right now?
Right. Yeah. Again, if he balls out in San Francisco, he's balling out because they're putting him in the right position.
Right.
I mean, we don't have the right coaches, and it does suck because I was hoping that we would have fired the coaches before we got rid of Chase and Sweat, just to see what new coaches would do with them. But man, these guys wanted 15 plus to 20 mil a year. You're not going to pay a guy like that, and they have not got over 10 sacks. You're not going to pay a guy like that. It's not happening.
And that, at the end of the day, after these next couple years, we would have been paying like over $100 million
on the D line.
The D line, and they're not averaging collectively 20 sacks.
That's
you know what I mean? So you got
You got to get rid of that. You got to move on.
Right. You got to look at it from that perspective. But look, my guy, up. In the comments, there she is. Hey, Kat, I see you. Late night show. Okay. So my producer has given me the the X. So it's about that time. My guy, man. I got to tell you, man. It took us a lot to get on here.
I know.
But it's all right. It's perseverance. Got to persist, man. Keep it moving, man.
That's right. Definitely. That's right.
Yo. Alyx, man, when we gonna see you again, man? When we gonna get you back on here to talk this team that we love, man?
Oh yeah, I mean anytime, man. You just bring me on, man. I'm gonna try to. This season has been crazy. It has, because we got a new owner,
yes,
and we got a quarterback now. We ain't had a quarterback, and so you know what I'm saying. So I'm excited, man. I really am, man. I'm loving Josh Harris. I'm loving Magic. They're nowhere near like Dan. Dan don't even get me onto that. But
Nope.
these guys, I think they want to do something, and we got 90 million cap. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited. I'm more excited more than anything because we have a quarterback. This is a quarterback league, and Sam Howell, I'm telling you, people, I don't, I hope he keeps improving and getting better and better. But I really do feel like we have, if he keeps improving, because he's not even in his prime.
No.
And I really do feel like, man, he's sixth in passing yards. People don't understand, and he's got 13 touchdowns. I think 8 interceptions. But people don't understand, man. Like, this dude, man, he's coming to play. I think he's better. Yeah, I'm telling you, he outperformed Hurts.
Yeah,
he did throw 1 interception, but he did, man. I mean, dude, man, I'm telling you, he's not in his prime. I want to slow down, but I really do think we got something.
But to that point, man, a lot of people have jumped on him, and I've heard a lot of people say, "Oh, he's got 8 interceptions. He got 8 interceptions." One game against Buffalo, he had 4 interceptions. Okay, right. The other 7 games, he's had a total of 4 interceptions, and like you said, top 10 in passing. So, and people, you guys see how much Sam is getting wrecked. I mean, averaged in the majority of the games, I think all but 1 or 2, he's averaged getting sacked 5 times.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now, some of that's on him. Yeah, we know that.
But
and
majority,
some of that's
right.
And some of that's on the O-line. And look, and I want people to pump their brakes. We're not calling this man Tom Brady. We're not saying he's the next this. But the potential is absolutely there. His toughness is absolutely there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And if you watch these games, and you take the record away, you take the score away, and you watch him. You watch him when he gets crushed. You watch him when he throws an interception. And then you watch the next play after that. Ice in the veins. He just slings it down the field 15 yards. And you're like, whoa.
Right. Yeah, even when it comes to fourth down, like I call him Assassin, Sammy Assassin, because I mean, the dude, he's sneaky. He's sneaky good. Even in that first game when we played against Philly, I mean, they had us 3rd and long. He completes it first down. We were 4th and 3, 4th and 8, and he does it again. If you really watch the fans in Philly, the first game when we went in overtime, but if you really watch the fans on TV, they were like, "Oh my God!" Like, are you kidding me? Like, bro, Sam. I'm telling you, like, Sam, he's good. He's nice.
How many times have we been in that situation where we have an opportunity, have a last drive down the field, and all of a sudden he throws an interception? All of a sudden, not Sam, but the quarterback throws an interception or incomplete on 4th down. Sam drove us down, and when I saw him throw the touchdown when time expired, it didn't matter if we won or lost. At that point, I was sold. I said, "Whoa!" Well, I mean, you know, I was sold from day one. You knew that, but but that was confirmation.
Yeah, bro. I mean, even when he threw that touchdown to Jahan Dotson, I mean, in overtime, like, it was just like, wow, like, bro, that game I lost my voice, you know what I mean? Like, I had chill bumps. But even in the second game we played Philly, he did throw that interception, but he was bringing us back. But really, what hurt us, and I'm not saying that we lost the game because of him, but Terry McLaurin dropped 2 key passes. Remember that? And I know it might have been maybe behind him a little bit here and there, but bro, it touched your hands. I mean, this is Terry we're talking about. Like, you gotta, and we could have scored on that drive, but he dropped. I wanted 2 4th downs that I think he dropped. So I mean, that's tough, man. I mean, Sam did his job.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. If anything, the wide receivers have been the ones that have been kind of struggling in the pass catchers, because Sam is getting the ball out there. Even that one against the Giants where we had it towards the end of the game. Jahan's like, and he drops it. And I'm just like, bruh, come on, buddy. You have to help your quarterback on that.
Yeah.
I mean, and like you said, hit him in the worst place to hit him.
Right
in the hands.
Right. I mean, let's just say we did have an offensive line. I mean, our offensive line played the best all year was last week. I mean, but like you said, him getting sacked for 40 times, and he's projected to get over 100. He's projected to beat the record in sacks. I mean, people are saying that, oh, well, Sam's holding the ball. He might be. That might be a rookie mistake, but majority is the offensive line. Offensive line has been dog crap. I mean, it has. It's been awful, bro. Awful. I mean, dude, Gates, the center Gates, he's bro, and we got him for 3 years.
Man.
I mean, and then Wiley or Wiles, I think the other dude.
Wiley, he's terrible.
Bro, and then Leno, Leno has his ups and downs. I mean, these guys have been shipped around. These
Yeah.
guys have been shipped around. But I don't know what they did last. I think they changed the center. Gates, I think, got benched for somebody. I forgot. Right. Sadiq Charles, he was injured, but a dude, I think it was a rookie that came in for him, right?
Who? Stromberg?
Ain't he a rookie or no?
Yeah, Arkansas guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Bro, he must be better or something because, bro, Sam Howell only got sacked one time that game.
Right.
So, I mean, it's like, bro, I just hope they do this versus Patriots, man, because we looked a lot better. So, I don't know what they changed up, but you could definitely see it. You know what I'm saying?
And you're absolutely right. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm counting Sam's games, and he's not even at 10 career NFL games. So all y'all that are sitting here crying, he's not this, blah, 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 blah. Go take that crap somewhere else. I'm going to be very honest. If you're not going to give this man one full year to do it, to play, and then judge him or then critique him, I got a problem with it. And then if you're going to not look at all the holes, you talked about the O-line, you talked about our somewhat generic coaching, because EB is getting us points. You saw that game plan, quick passes, getting it out, yada, yada, yada. But at the same time, I wonder, and Ab asked this on the last show, I wonder how much Ron Rivera is kind of like, hey, let's try to establish a run on this one. Let's try to, you know what I mean? Where he's trying to get his 2 cents in there, because some those 2 games, the Atlanta game, and I believe the one in front of that, EB, I think it was the Chicago game, EB, it just looked like, wait a minute, you were doing great. And then it's like, what's going on now? But I mean, there's a lot of other things that were coupled in with that. But let's pump our brakes on Sam, people, because Sam, the truth. That's
I mean, even if fans don't want to listen to it, and they be like, oh, they roll their eyes because we're just fans. All right, well, listen to the players. The Eagles, Darius Slay, right? I think that the cornerback, Darius Slay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, bro. He said, yo, Sam is a dog. The offensive lineman from the Eagles, he even said, yo, Sam kept him in the game. Yeah. Like So I mean, hey, the NFL fans are right there. They see it. So, I mean, the NFL players, the NFL players, they see it full in effect, and they're the ones that are on the field and they see it. So if they don't believe from us, you got to believe from them. You know what I'm saying? So, but I will say one thing to Will, because I know he ain't on here, but shout out to Taylor Heineke, because he's got a starting position, boy. Yes. I'm loving that, bro.
Let's go.
Let's go. He took Ritter's spot, boy. Heineke.
Did you see him in that joint? That one pass where he dropped back, slipped under the sack, came down, slipped under another sack. I was like, whoa. Okay.
Bro, I respect it, bro. I'm a big fan of Heineke, man. He was better than Wentz. He was better than anything we've had in a while, man. He brought us a little something, man. And I love, because he had the heart, man. It wasn't pretty. He didn't have the biggest arm, but the dude wanted to win, man. That's the type of players you want, man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Man, absolutely, man. I missed that fire. I will say that. And look, we both agreed, man. If he would have played against us, they might have won that game. Like,
bruh. Yeah, Heineke, bruh, he would have been like, Ron.
Got him, right?
Yeah. That's what you want to get rid of me, Ron?
Right.
Yeah. A lot of people. I'm telling you, bro. A lot of people don't believe in him. I mean, he's on the bench, and when he starts, man, he shows up, man. But you give him a good offensive line. I really do believe if we had a good offensive line for him, because we ain't never had a good offensive line. We ain't been the Hogs since, But Heineke would have got us at least, I think, 9 or 10 wins. I believe it.
Well, he would have got us that with EB. I don't think he would have got us that with Scott Turner.
Right. Scott Turner was trash. Yeah,
he was not happening. All right, man. Look, we got to wrap this thing up, man. It's getting late over here on my side. I know it's getting late for you, my guy. Absolutely. Alex, my guy, man. I appreciate you coming on here. This is definitely always fun, man.
Always, man. Always. I appreciate you, man. And I love what y'all are doing, man. You and Will and what's her name?
Janae.
Yeah, Janae. I love Janae. It's all love. I know she's a Dallas fan. But we're not gonna hold that against her. Right. It's all love. I love what y'all do, man. It's incredible. Keep doing it.
Hey man, we're gonna keep it up. We're gonna keep it up. Hey, and I need that backup when I gotta go up against Dallas. Because
Yeah,
you know
you
it's gonna
know
be
it.
rough.
Hey, we gonna eat that turkey. We gonna eat that turkey. You remember
Come on.
last time? Do you remember that? Remember we
Yeah,
were talking?
the
Yeah,
first yeah, I called
right.
you live. Yep.
Yeah, that was lit, bro. I hope we get that. I hope we get that
Oh, we
this
getting it.
year.
We got Sam. We got Sam. We good.
Yeah,
We good.
that's why I feel so confident when it comes to
Right.
that game, bro. Because I think we'll
I'm
be all
ready.
right.
Oh yeah,
That's right.
I'm ready. All right, people. For your boy Sean Spencer, my guy, Mr. Alyx Stevens. We will see you next time. Stay tuned for the game coming up this Sunday at what was it, 2 p.m.
2.
Like some random time.
Yeah, I don't know why that is. That is weird.
That's some weird stuff. I don't know. But we're gonna see. We're gonna get that dub. We need to get that dub. Hey, we'll see y'all next time, people.
Yes, sir.
Peace.